luxury. Oh, she's luxury. She's luxury. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé Season 8, Episode 6, The Real You. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and share this video on any social media platform that you deem fit. Sadly, this episode had no Julia and Brandon. They really carried the first 5 episodes of this season, and we are very grateful and thankful to them and Betty. Let's start with Natalie and Mike. It is a beautiful morning and Natalie is in the kitchen cooking for her beloved because he works very hard. No, I make the breakfast. I make the breakfast. So, love, sit down, sit down. So we get to see Natalie and she's being very housewife-like, being very domestic, loving to Mike, and she doesn't want any help in the kitchen. She's gonna make her fruit salad and croissants for breakfast. So they sit down to eat breakfast and she's like, okay, love, yes, you want another croissant? And he's like, no, thank you, I don't want any more bread. And she's like, very good, love. So I'm so thankful that you are keeping the diet going on. You know, you need to lose weight and I need to gain weight. Oh, wow. She just doesn't understand subtlety. There's always that little bite at the end of her compliments, you know what I'm saying? So Mike rolls his eyes and then she goes and gives him a kiss and he wipes that kiss off. Girl, I clocked it. He wipes the kiss off. I don't know if it was too fruity or maybe it had some lip gloss. I don't understand, but he sure did wipe it off. The next scene we have is her using a broom in a different way than I would use it. I don't know if you've ever been to countries where they use brooms, but they like clean the outside veranda where they're just kind of sweeping the dirt around. And so it's not gonna actually go into a dustbin. But like here in the States, normally when you sweep, you have that long broom handle. So you kind of wanna do this motion. Hers is more like a catch the dirt and drag it towards you, you know? She's talking about how she's basically a housewife and she doesn't have any friends. And so it's just her in this house all day and she's just cleaned it from top to bottom and this is like, what else can she do? So her and Mike have a conversation about the fact that she hasn't unpacked. It's been almost 2 weeks. It's 72 days until marriage. Wait, more than 2 weeks. 72, I don't know math. Because then otherwise it would be like 80 something, right? I don't know. Anywho, and Mike is like, there's no reason for that. And she's like, I need the, you know, I need the drawer, you know, you buy me drawer, dresser. He says, well, I have space. You could just empty some of the drawers. We could do that. And then there's plenty of space in the closet. And she's like, no, love, I don't want to hang up my clothes, but there is space for you in the closet. You don't want to hang up your shirts. You don't want to hang up your jeans. And she's like, no, I want a drawer. She then has a mini confessional where she tells the camera that she doesn't understand what the barrier is between her and Mike's communication, because she'll say she wants something, he'll come up with an alternate solution that probably is going to work, but it's not what she wants. And so she's like, I don't understand why when I say that I want something, he tries to convince me that I should want something else. I agree with that, but so far the alternate solutions haven't been bad. If she needs to hang up her clothes instead of putting them in the drawer because he doesn't want to give up any drawer space or he can't give up any drawer space, or because he's already set aside some space for her in the closet, then why not utilize that? She basically says, your closet smells and I don't want to put anything in it because I don't want my clothes to smell like that. And he's like, what do you mean it smells? And she's like, I don't know what the smell is, but it smells. I don't like it. Wow, she's difficult. So it's just like she had to tell him that his closet smelled. Like, why? Why is that necessary? She's insulting him in front of these people and he has to just take it. He's like, oh, well, all right, love, you know, whatever. So she has a little confessional where she talks about cleaning and how in Kiev, I guess she didn't clean. Maybe she hired somebody to clean, and how her nails, she had to take her beautiful nails off. Now her hands are just dirty. And I guess America is one of those places where you work hard. And so she's working hard. Later on, she has a conversation with her mother, you know, after she's washing dishes and she's so bored. So mama calls her and she tells her mother that everything is going well because her mother likes Mike and she really wants this relationship to work out. She tells the mother how everything is going great. Natalie's like, no, I don't know. And mother asks about the ring. Natalie says, no, there's no ring. So she's trying to be positive to Natalie, and I think she realizes something is up, and Natalie's, you know, trying to make it work, but not really. So the next couple that we are going to talk about is Rebecca and Zied. I love you so much. Honestly, this is the first time I'm ever gonna be on Zied's side. Rebecca is getting ready. She's nervous. She feels like her makeup is terrible. Her hair is horrible. She doesn't like her outfit. She is ready to go to the airport to meet Zied. Her daughter Tiffany comes over, and Tiffany again with this eyeshadow, this like red, like pinkish with a little bit of orange or yellow in the corner eyeshadow with no liner, no lash, just like some mascara. You know what she looks like? She looks like a colorful Edward Scissorhands. It's color, but it's like color that has no base underneath it, so it's not even super vibrant. It is just, and her hair is just like dark and straight, and her skin is just like pale. I am not understanding Tiffany's look. Speaking of makeup, Natalie's contour, it's killing me. Like, it is the wrong color. It's like an olive, or like, it just looks like a smudge of like baby poop. A little too high. It's not blended. Her eye makeup is so dark. Every time I'm just like, it makes her teeth look small and like rodent. Not rodent, but like some kind of like animal. Okay, anyways, get back to Tiffany. So Tiffany and Micah show up at Rebecca's place. Tiffany tells her how great she looks. Micah brings in a TV. They're all gonna go to the airport to pick up Zied. And Rebecca's under the impression that she's gonna drive separately and Micah and Tiffany are gonna drive separately. But no, that's not what Micah and Tiffany wanna do. Micah and Tiffany wanna see Zied immediately and interrogate him and make him feel uncomfortable. And Micah is ready to be on the defense. He's ready to attack Zied. Rebecca doesn't have the backbone to say, no, you are not coming. She's like, oh, well, I guess they're coming. They invited themselves. I'm kind of annoyed by it. I'm like, who's the mom here? She says it's about an 18-hour flight, which doesn't seem that long at all, unless in total, like, I feel like it doesn't seem that long, especially because he's going from Tunisia to Frankfurt to Georgia. How many planes did he have to take? I feel like it's more than 18 hours. It has to be, right? They're at the airport, super nervous. Micah's already deciding that if anything goes wrong, he's gonna step in, and it's just like, I'm sorry. I don't know, he's just giving me real like Confederate flag, you know what I'm saying? He's giving me good old boy vibes, and I don't like it. Zied comes out, Tiffany immediately busts out the camera, and they go in for the hug, and you can tell Zied is really nervous and awkward about this. And at first I didn't know why. He was like, oh, it's so good. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, Tiffany, okay, Miyaka's here, okay. Oh, very good, I love Rebecca, and oh, okay, oh, it's nice. You know, he's just really overwhelmed, I think. But also she mentions that PDA in obviously his country isn't a thing, so it was probably a little bit difficult for him. He wanted to show her that affection, but then they were surrounded by her. He was, you know, he's met by her daughter with her weird eyes, and he's probably like, what's going on? Like, is this American fashion? You know, meanwhile, he's there with all the gold on, girl, all the bracelets, all the necklaces, and part of me is just like, thank you. I appreciate a man with jewelry on, especially gold jewelry, girl. Zied just wants to go home. Micah and Tiffany are like, no, we're gonna go out. We're gonna go out. Tiffany and Micah's whole big plan is to suss out who Zied really is 2 hours after he lands. This man is actually probably very tired. So even if he is a crazy person, he's not gonna be a crazy person right now. So their plan is stupid and flawed. The whole car ride, Rebecca is just being like a little teenager in love and really smitten with Zied, and Micah is just laughing at Zied, like, oh, he's acting like a kid when they talk about the carnival and like all kinds of stuff. It's just such petty behavior. I mean, I get that Rebecca has put them through a lot, but now is not the time. Also, making fun of him because of the way he speaks is stupid. I mean, I do it, but I'm not in his family. I'm not meeting him at the airport. Leave the jokes and the making fun of Zied to me, Micah. You don't need to do it. It looks really tacky. They get to the brewery, they order food. Rebecca's trying to make sure that he doesn't eat any pork. It's awkward. Like, I can't remember what questions they asked. Did I write it down? I just wrote down that Micah and Tiffany are being assholes. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Amira and Andrew. Obviously this segment was really boring because all I could do was think about how stupid Andrew is. It is June 2020 and he has got this girl flying to Mexico because he is so insistent that she get to the US within the 43 days. She's still detained. He still can't get in contact with her. He does not speak enough Spanish to even say, hola, yo no hablo español. ¿Hablas inglés? so they can say no. He is getting hung up on left and right because he's just speaking in English and speaking in really bad Spanish, even after he's Googled it. He's gonna call it Anglais. I was like, it's definitely Ingles. Anglais is like French or something, dude. So he's really nervous and sweaty and like not looking the best ever, and I hated his sandals. And he's like, I have to do everything I can for Amira, otherwise love has failed us. And I'm like, no, you have failed us. So he ends up having a conversation with Amira's father, and Amira's father is like, you pushed her to do this. I'm gonna be up 24/7 until I can find my daughter. And he says, okay, bye. And then Andrew doesn't hang up, and he doesn't hang up because I imagine he doesn't know how to hang up. Then he ends up speaking to his mother, and his mother and sister are on Skype. We're really excited to talk to him. And then he's like, yeah, she got detained. And the sister is like, wow, you think her family is gonna blame you? And Andrew's like, I don't know. And the mother's like, well, I hope everything works out. Meanwhile, the mother and the sister have the exact same face. It was like, oh my God, wow. But I just think Andrew messed up all the way around, and I don't have any sympathy for him. At this point, I don't like him, so until Amira gets here, who cares? The next couple that we are going to talk about is Yara and Jovi. Yara and Jovi get ready to go to the airport. Jovi is going to work in Guyana, so he is going to be on the boat for a month, and they have a really sweet moment. Jovi's like, hey, are you still mad at me? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. But he's like, I don't want to leave this like this. And she's like, I'm not mad at you. It's just a hard thing for me to remember, so I just don't want to think about it anymore. And he's like, okay, I understand. And it's a really cute little heartfelt goodbye at the airport. And later on that day, Yara goes to hang out with Sarah, who we met in like episode 1. She's the one with the cute little baby. And Sarah spills all the tea. And it's a little confusing why she's doing it, but I get why she's doing it, but she does it in a way that is not clear or right, and I think Jovi would be very upset. So they go get mani-pedis, and I noticed that, because I was wondering what the timeline was, and I noticed that they're not wearing masks, but the people who are doing their mani-pedis are wearing masks. So I'm like, what month is this of this quarantine year? You know what I'm saying? It seems real dangerous, you know, real coronavirus-y. They're talking, and Sarah's like, do you think that you're ready to get married? Yara's like, I don't know. Sarah's like, well, you know, the Jovi I know is not the marrying type. The Jovi I know is the guy who has an ex-girlfriend that was so drunk and such a party animal that she peed her bed. Yara's like, that's disgusting. Oh, I have a question. Why is Yara's English different than Natalie's English? Does anyone notice that? And it's not because I think one speaks better English than the other. Their accents are different. So it's almost like Yara's from a different part of the Ukraine than Natalie is, because Natalie is very and then Yara's is very much like, nah, Jovi, where's my shoes? She speaks from a different part of her mouth. All right, and Yara's like, no, he's gonna have to change. He's a big kid. I don't want kids yet. I want to start a business. I want Jovi to quit that job so that he could help me with the business, so that when we do have kids, he'll be here and he'll be available to help me. And Sarah's like, I don't know about that. That's not the Jovi I know. And that's a lot of information. If I were Yara, I'd be really uncomfortable, because I don't want to know about people's exes, because then I'm gonna judge them for their choices. You know, and like, I don't have time to judge people for their choices. All right, is that it? Oh, Tariq and Hazel. Let's go to Tariq and Hazel, because Stephanie and Ryan are so crazy. All right, so the next couple we're gonna talk about is Tariq and Hazel. 1, Ari still sleeps in the bed with Tariq, which I'm not judging, because my nephew is 5 and he will probably still sleep in the bed with us until he's 7 as well. I mean, especially for a child that has special needs, if the comfort of staying with your parent is what helps them sleep, I support it. And I just love this daughter-father relationship. The only problem is that he didn't start to have Ari sleep in her own bed. Is Tariq gonna sleep in the middle and Ari on one side and Hazel on the other? I'm just not sure how this sleeping arrangement is gonna go now that Hazel's here. He has no space for her. He's made no space for her in that house. The drawer is for Ari. The closet space is for him. Hazel has a lot of clothes. And so he's like, I didn't think you were gonna bring this much and I don't have any space for it. I'm like, Ari's room, like what's in Ari's closet? Okay, is that gonna be Hazel's room? Is Hazel gonna have her own room? If that were me, I'd be like, I'll take that room. You just come over here when you're ready. And Hazel's a little annoyed by it because she feels like the house isn't clean and that Tariq didn't clean up and prepare for her. Tariq goes to pick up Ari. Ari gets there and recognizes Hazel and gives her a hug. And then they go to do some play, some coloring, and Hazel's just filling on that little girl's hair. The first time she did it, I was like, ah! And then the second time she did it, I was like, nah, 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 stop it, stop it. And then the third time she did it, and then she asked, is it easy to comb her hair? I was like, okay, this woman is going to have to do Ari's hair, and she's just asking questions because she's never seen her touch this texture hair, even though she has seen and touched Tariq's beard hair, I assume, but not a hair that she might have to actually comb. And Tariq says, no, it's not hard to comb at all. And then I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Tariq does his daughter's hair because that mother sure didn't. That mother knew that Ari was gonna be on TV. And do you think that she did that baby girl's hair before she got home? No. I have deep concerns about Ari's mother. I have questions that need to be answered, okay? I'm not trying to judge this woman for not actually having full care of her child because I don't know her circumstances, but the least she could have done was did that girl's hair knowing that she was A, gonna meet her new stepmom, and B, was gonna be on TV. I love the fact that Ari knew who Hazel was and said her name and gave her a big hug, and I think that's the first step. Now Hazel just has to learn how to work with and manage a child with autism. Tariq says that if Hazel has a problem with Ari, or Hazel has a problem with Ari sleeping in that bed, then she can just go back to the Philippines. And listen, I said I heard that, and I respect him immensely for it. Next scene with them is his friends come over to welcome Hazel. And girl, we see Angela, okay? With a tough jacket. Hot pink blazer and a lime green turtleneck. Her hair was looking majestic. I absolutely loved it. Oh, hold on, I have a wig. I have a wig like it. My cousin is now selling wigs, so I had to support her. So I purchased me, I don't know what kind of hair this is. I don't know, kinky, I don't know, bro. Oh, I'm messing up my hair. Okay, well, listen. Miss Angela came in, you know what I'm saying, with the luxurious kinky straight or whatever this is called. She brought a gift for Hazel. It was really lovely. It was a scarf in her favorite color, telling her a little bit about Tariq and his wild ways in the past. And it was just a nice gathering of people who support Tariq and love Tariq, and they're showing support to Hazel. And I absolutely loved that scene. She doesn't like barbecue though, so I was like, why? It's so weird. Like, barbecue is delicious. I think I'm supposed to put like a headband on, but I think this looks like a headband enough. They had a conversation about Hazel's son coming to the US. Tariq says, you know what, we're gonna take that part a little bit slow because we have to go through the exact same process. But Hazel and I wanna make sure that we're right before we bring her son over. We wanna make sure that our relationship is good and that Hazel's happy here before we make the attempt to bring her son over. The son lives with his father and his stepmother right now because Hazel can't afford to have him. But if he could come to the States, that'd be really great because Hazel sees her son once a week and she's definitely gonna miss him. So that's the end of their segment. Let's move on to our last couple, which is Stephanie and Ryan. Y'all, Stephanie is out of her mind. We start off their segment with Stephanie with a nice little white shirt on that's see-through all here with like a billowy wide peasant almost sleeve, and then all it has is like a band of lace right here, and mama has on no bra. At some point it was a little bit of bottom boob poking out, and I was like, okay, Stephanie, you know what I'm saying? So she's been calling Ryan because she's recently found out that Belize has closed their border to the US. They've pushed back the date, so she can't fly to Belize as soon as she wants to. And her and Ryan haven't seen each other in 9 months, and it's definitely taken a toll on their relationship. She has called this man so many times during the day and is so frustrated. And she's like, son of a bitch, he's not answering his phone. And so we start to see her unravel a little bit. I've got a sick cat. I don't have time to be calling Ryan. And I'm like, he sees your calls. He'll call you when he's able to. Stop stressing. And we find out that her cat is sick and she wants to know if the cat is ready to share the bed with Daddy Ryan. And she's feeding the cat milk on the bed. I mean, that cat has got the life, okay? This woman will get on the floor and feed it yogurt. This woman will have a bowl of milk on her bed to feed a cat. You can tell she doesn't clean her own house, right? Because like, listen, you're not about to do anything that's gonna mess up my house if I gotta clean it up. She's frustrated. She goes outside to call him because she thinks if she calls him from outside, things will be better. But the reason why she wants him to answer is because she wants to tell him the news that she can't fly there, and she wants somebody to commiserate with. And she feels like she's got to do something stat to get him on her side to bring them back together as a couple. She says, son of a bitch, a couple more times, and then the next scene we have with her is, I suppose, later that evening, and she's hula hooping with a different outfit on, with maybe some lime green underwear, which I was like, we don't need to see all this, and some weird like low rider or early 2000 like lucky jeans with like embroidery on the butt. And she sits down to call Ryan for the 14th time. Ryan finally answers, looks like he's sitting down at some kind of computer or something, and he's like being all calm and collected, and she's like, well, why haven't you called me back? And he's like, I've been busy working at the job that she pays his wages for. She says that she's tired of paying for him and she wants him to work, but she's still paying for him. I'm starting to believe that Stephanie thinks that she can buy Ryan, and she's done her very best to do so. And now she wants to hold all that against him. And he's not having it. He's like, I don't know that I even want to come to the US. I'm born in Belize, I'll die in Belize. Sure, I wanted to come to the US maybe to see what America looked like, but I don't need to live there. So she's on some kind of medication. This woman is like a pill-popping wine drinker. It's crazy. All of a sudden, we're starting to see past the crazy veil. And he's like, I can't go there. You're crazy. I didn't tell you to send me shoes. I didn't tell you to do all this stuff. And she's like, you asked me. And so now I don't know who to believe. He says, you need to learn to say sorry. You can't just buy me stuff and think that that's going to make up for it. And she's like, I did say sorry the last time. I said sorry. He's starting to be like, look, I'm not about to fall for this trap. You're not about to get me to the US and trap me there and hold this money stuff over me. Oh, no. No. That's not about to happen. The bottom line is Stephanie crazy, okay? And Ryan is trying to dodge the bullet. I personally don't think that Ryan's ever going to come to the US. I think that their relationship is going to implode. He's like, you could stop this entire process, because she threatened to do that. He's like, go on ahead and do it then. It's up to you. You do whatever you want to do. He's like, no, I'm not going to put myself in that position. You can stop doing everything. I got a job. I'm good. Little does he know that she's controlling and manipulating him on the back end as well. He doesn't really have a job, and he really isn't good. And that's manipulative and dangerous. Now, I'm against this crazy white lady going to Belize to take my brethren. You know what I'm saying? He's not my people's, but he's my people's. Actually, let's get back to Rebecca and Zayed. I forgot what happened at dinner. So another thing besides him eating all this American food at dinner was that Tiffany tried to interrogate him on what kind of job he's gonna get, then started talking about her ex, saying, you know, my mom's ex-husband didn't want to work, and we want to make sure that you're gonna work. Zayed, you can tell he's upset because he doesn't even say that he knows how to do the heating and cooling, which we already know. I thought he was gonna say that, but he's just sitting there looking at them like, okay. And you know, he doesn't like when they talk about the ex. You know, he doesn't like when Rebecca talks about the ex. He doesn't like it at all. And now they're basically telling him that he's gonna be like that and that they're trying to watch out for that, and it's just rude and too much. Okay, you guys, so that is the end of this episode. Let's have a kiki and a conversation down in the comment section. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and leave an ocean emoji if you guys got to the end of this video. The wave, leave that emoji if you got to the end of this video, okay? All right, guys, have a fantastic week. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.